What's up, Terabytes? It's me, Tara with Tara Simon Studios.
And I'm Coach Catherine.
Yes! And today we're going to be talking to you guys about how to expand your chest range for a female. Yes, and for you guys too that are watching this, males, you can definitely improve and use these techniques as well, but we're going to be doing it from a female's perspective in a female's range. And in particular, an alto's range, because Coach Catherine's sweet spot is alto. And so when we talk about expanding range, first you have to know where your natural range wants to end.
Right.
And so for Coach Catherine, she can easily hit higher than an A, right? It's no problem for her to hit higher than an A, but the thing is, be above an A5, which is this note right here, it's just a little, it takes a little more bandwidth, a little more focus, a little more intentionality, and then some things start to maybe thin out at some point, and then you want to switch registers. And maybe your voice involuntarily switches registers,
Right.
but you don't want it to. And so these things that we're going to tell you today are good practices to implement in order to make that change voluntary instead of involuntary,
Right.
so that you can try to expand the range and go through it and then say, okay, now on my own volition, I'm going to switch registers instead of, what just happened? I'm in my mix or I'm in my head voice and I didn't decide to do that. It just kind of happened.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. You're welcome. Come again.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's kind of unorthodox about us is we just really don't care what we say. We want to get the point across. And so this is vocally, pedagogically, probably like a no-no to say, but I frankly don't care. I want to get the point across and I want to make you guys understand. And so we're going to use the yell word. Oh my gosh. Shudder at the thought. We're going to use the yell word because think about this. When we belt, it's wide and it's open and it's big, right? I mean, you feel like raise your arms and spin weather, like you're Julie Andrews singing The Hills Are Alive with Sound Music on top of that hill. Yes, it's big, right? It's big. It's a big sound.
Yes.
So when we do that, it's kind of the same mechanism that's used for when we yell, only it's done with better technique and more intentionality. But the problem is, when we go to expand range, don't you kind of feel like when you do that, you're like, okay, I gotta sing high, and now I'm going to sing. And then there's this tension here of pressure, like I gotta make it sound good while trying to sing higher.
Right.
Which is
You
like
overthink it.
yeah, you totally overthink it, and it's a dichotomy, right? Of like,
Yeah.
I gotta be relaxed with good technique and sing higher, and yet I'm so stressed about it.
Yeah. It's a mood.
It's
It's a mood.
It's a mood, excuse me. Right, it's a mood, like Catherine said. So instead of doing that, let's just take the pressure off of ourselves. We're not gonna sing right now. We're gonna yell, and I say that in quotes for a reason, and we're gonna show you an exercise called Hey. And I want you to picture, well, Catherine, what's a moment in your life where you felt super aggressive? Like, did someone ever mug you or tick you off? Or
Oh gosh, every day.
someone mugs you every day.
Every
Good.
day.
Where do you live? Don't you live around here? That's a nice area.
No. Oh, that's a good
Maybe your
question.
brother ticked you off. I know you have a brother, right? Maybe when you were younger, he just really ticked you off and you were just like, hey! You know, like wanting to get at him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would use my...
your brother.
Sorry, Daniel, if you're watching this, but I would use you.
Okay, I would use you.
I would use you.
Older brother symptoms, you know? So, okay, we're going to channel Daniel. And I want you to think of a moment where he ticked you off and you say, hey! And it's very much aggressive, it's very forward, and it's very authoritative, okay? And we're gonna start on that note that's comfortable for you, that A5, okay? And I want you to go, hey! Like you're telling him something, okay? Here we go, 2, ready, and hey! Woo! I'm sorry, Daniel, I'd hate to be you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So she got the leather jacket on today, too. Yeah, you better watch out. So, hey! Hey! Good, and now we're gonna go up a little more. Hey! 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 One more. Hey! Hey! Yes, okay, so that's a C. Now we've gone 3 semitones above that A5, okay? And for you women, that C is kind of the beginning of what I like to call the money note section. Why, Coach Catherine, do you ask I call it the money note section?
Why do you call it the money something section?
I will tell you why I call it the money something section, the money note section. Why? Because if you can hit notes right here, C5, C sharp, D5, D sharp, E5, you can make money while you sing. Because That's where all of the power payoff notes are in all the songs that you love to sing, that any power singer has ever sang. Right there. And maybe sometimes even a little higher. But those are really the 5 semitones that you want. And the C is the beginning of that. Now, as an alto, that's a really respectable high note, especially depending on the kind of alto that you are. And Catherine has a big, loud, booming, beautiful voice, and it happens to have a lot of heft underneath it. So having a lot of heft also means a lot of weight that you have to deal with as you go up, and how to make that lighter while still maintaining the integrity of who you are and how you sound like.
Right.
I think she did a great job going all the way up to C, so we're gonna keep that there. Now, that was a shout, that was a yell, right? It was nice and open. Guys, don't go home being like, hey, Tara from Tara Sam Studio said to go, hey! That's not the yell that I'm telling you to do.
Yeah.
It's wide, it's open, it's kind of tongue depressing, like everything's low and compressed and wide and long.
Yeah.
Hey! It's not, hey! It's not that,
Don't
okay?
shout at your mother.
Please don't.
Don't.
No, it's not good.
Especially if it was my mother.
Oh, ooh, yeah, I met her mom. You don't want to mess. You don't want to mess with this
No.
Lori. so let's now do it, since we've exposed them to the right way of shouting or yelling.
Right.
Let's try to then only simply move it into singing. And the only difference is, guys, we're not yelling and falling off, and we're attempting to add vibrato and hold the note sustained wise. We're not going to fall off the note. So it's not hey anymore. It's hey. And you can even fall off a little bit, but just hey or hey. You can start straight tone to vibrato or straight vibrato the whole way through. Choose your flavor. It's all up to you. Okay? So we're going to start on A again. Hey! Right there. And we're going to go up the same amount, but we're not going to still put the pressure of us on singing. We're just going to think about it for a second. I'm not going to completely yell. I'm going to use the same tone as if I'm yelling, but I'm just going to sustain the note a little longer and not fall off of it. Those are the only 2 things. I'm not going to make it try to sound pretty. I'm just going to take away the fall off, and I'm going to elongate the sustain. That's it. Those are our only 2 directives. And whatever happens, happens. Okay? Here we go. 2, ready, and hey! Beautiful. Hey! Yes. Adam. Hey! Yes. Daniel. Hey! I'm sorry, I made you laugh. All right, we have way too much fun here. Without making you laugh, let's back it down 2. Okay, so hey, hey, yes, exactly. So really, it was just that little bit of mentality about, hey, I'm not gonna shout it anymore. What I'm gonna do is just simply elongate the notes and not fall off of them. And vibrato may not happen naturally for you. You may be doing it straight tone. That's totally fine. If vibrato is a thing where it's super, second nature to you, then let it happen. Don't try to stifle it, of course. But that's how you expand that range. You change the mentality. You're changing the way that you think about those higher notes, right? What's going on in your head when you shout it versus when you do it like that?
Well, when I shout it, I'm pretty much thinking that I'm shouting at someone.
Yeah. You're not thinking of singing, right? You're just like, get at them.
I'm just thinking of a normal speaking, like when you're speaking a word, you're pretty much just speaking a word.
Yeah.
But just a little more aggressive and higher up.
Right.
There.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly, the aggression for sure.
Yeah. When I'm singing it, sometimes you will think like, oh my gosh, is this gonna sound good? Am I gonna sound like trash?
Right.
Right. But that's overthinking it. Right.
Yes.
Right. That's insecurity. So you're just overthinking that. And I do that a lot. But
we're not above that, by the way.
Yeah.
We're still humans. Vocal coaches are humans. We're not perfect. We crack, we splat, we mess up, we're flat sometimes. It's the journey, and it's the constant edification of the voice that we're after. Right. And being transparent and saying we're not perfect is, I think, a beautiful thing, because we don't want to seem unattainable to you guys. We don't want to seem like we've arrived. We just want to show you that we love the art and the craft of singing. Right. We love the art and the craft of music, and the art and the craft of just betterment, self-betterment, for the sake of self-betterment. Right. And so when you're saying, I want to improve range, like, think about also why. Is it because of you and you just want to be able to, or because you feel like you're less than if you cannot hit a note within a certain song? Right. Because that's not the right motivation, and your headspace isn't in the right place.
And that would destroy your throat too if you do that.
Yes.
Injure it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And singing, by the way, is 90% mental, 10% talent. It's all in your head. So if you're not thinking in the right headspace of your original motivation, if it's not pure in motivation, then the whole thing, the whole effort in and of itself is a moot point, okay? So it's not just about improving range for range's sake. It's about the why of it. Why do you want to do it? And really think about that so that when you go back and maybe you fail, maybe you try to get up there and it just didn't happen, you're not beating yourself up about it because your why is pure in its intention to begin with.
Right. And a lot of people do, when they're going through vocal warm-ups, they think that it needs to sound pretty.
Yes.
They think it needs to sound like Beyonce.
Yes.
Listen, no one sounds like Beyonce, first off. But second off, when you're doing vocal warm-ups, it doesn't need to sound pretty.
Right.
You can sound ugly, but you need to do it the right way of doing it. Because it's just warming up your throat.
Yes.
Then you get to the song, and that's where you hit the big money.
Yes. You know what that reminds me of? I'm so glad you said that, Catherine, because it reminds me of those chicks who go to the gym and they're like,
oh, God.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They're like in full makeup and hair, and like, I swear their sneakers have lifts in them to make them stand on their tippy toes. You're just like, I'm over here sweating my beans off in like sweatpants, and you're just
please.
Like pressing it out, looking around and seeing like, who is like that's
the 2-pound weights.
Yes, right. That's to me what this is when someone's saying, oh well, I wanna just sound perfect in vocal exercises. Like, this is the vocal gym, okay? Did you come here to work and sweat and get better, or did you come here to look cute and flip your hair, right?
Yeah.
So don't feel bad if when you do these hays, you incur some splats and cracks and you're flat and it doesn't work. Go back, listen to it again, record yourself, see yourself in the mirror, go back and try it again. Practice always makes awesome, right?
Right, and that's something I tell the students as well, is that if I hear them trying to be all pretty and, with a vibrato and all that, I'm just like, okay, no. No. We're going to start over.
Right.
And you're going to sound ugly, but you're going to do it properly.
Yes.
This isn't a concert.
Yes, especially because of the mechanics of it. And now I know that Coach Catherine had vibrato when she was doing it, but Coach Catherine is also a coach. She's been through the ugly, right? So have I. We've waded through that.
Yes.
Sometimes when we learn new techniques ourselves, we go through that and we have to roll out the dough, so to speak. It's rough and then you roll, and then it's nice and smooth. So you got to work out the kinks first. So don't be discouraged. We want to encourage you guys today. If you're wanting to increase range, this is a really great, healthy, easy to learn and non-cumbersome way of asking your voice for more. And take this, try it at home. Repetition is key. Don't think like one time and done. It's not like that at all. But take this and see if you can increase just by one semitone. A half step of range is huge. It allows you to sing hundreds more songs just by a semitone of range. And if you're wanting some personal help, Coach Catherine at TSS is amazing here, and she's got some spaces left in her schedule, so be sure to check out the link in the description box for lessons. And the description box is also full of other links that are sure to help you on your vocal journey going from good to great as well. We're here for you. We love you. We support you. We thank you for watching the channel, and we'll see you guys the next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.